Beautiful. Thank you, Monsignor. As we've been reporting, it is an extremely challenging time for colleges operating in the middle of a pandemic. Well, joining us today via Skype from the Brooklyn campus of St. Joseph's College is the president of the college, Dr. Don Baumgarten. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Colleen. I'm thrilled to be with you.
Nice to see you again. We got through September. So how's the fall semester going so far?
Well, we have been fortunate. St. Joseph's took all the proper steps, I think, months ago to prepare for the semester. And so we're offering our courses on ground. We also offer them remotely and hybrid. And this has allowed faculty and students to have the best possible learning experience. So I'm very, very happy with the results. We have very good enrollment numbers. We'll have our final census in a week or two, but the numbers look very good. Our finances are very good. And we've been able to come into the semester pretty much in as good of a condition as we could have expected. So we're very happy with that.
That's all great to hear. Now, I know you have two campuses. You're in Brooklyn right now. The other campus is in Patchogue. Does each campus have its own challenge?
Yes, of course. As you know, Brooklyn is one of those areas in New York City that is experiencing an increase of cases. And so we're especially alert and aware of the situation here in Brooklyn. But on both campuses, we have instituted protocols, screenings for students. We also take temperatures whenever anyone enters the building. The students do a daily screening that they have to have done online in order to come onto campus. And so we've been watching each campus really carefully, and thankfully we've had very, very few incidents.
And you,
but you're right, there is a difference between the two campuses for sure.
Mm-hmm. And you do put that up on your website for the students and the faculty to see at all times how many cases have been diagnosed on the campuses?
Yes, we have a dashboard that shows positive tests and number of people that are in quarantine. Thankfully, those numbers are quite low, and that's allowed us to continue and do well this semester so far.
When you say enrollment is good, is it the same, or do you think maybe it actually went up this semester?
We are slightly ahead of last year's numbers, and I think part of that is due to the fact that people know we are a very safe campus. We also, as you know, froze our tuition this year, so we're presenting a really good value proposition to the students and their families. And I think, too, we're seeing some increases in some of those areas that are directly related to the COVID crisis: nursing, healthcare administration, biology, medical technology are majors that are actually growing this year.
I know you've talked to me in the past about how important it is to educate the whole student. Are you finding any or worried about the mental health challenges the students are maybe having now during this COVID crisis?
Well, one of the things I've done this semester is every year I teach my own course. So I'm teaching my course on American roots music remotely to 18 students here in Brooklyn. And so I actually teach them every Monday. I teach them this afternoon. And one of the things I noticed with them was they're so grateful to have a chance to learn. But also, I could tell that they needed a sense of joy in their lives, and they needed a sense of connection to a greater mission, that is the joy of learning. And so even in my own course, I've spent a lot more time talking to them very, very directly about how they're doing and how they're feeling. And I've urged all the faculty to do the same thing, to understand that in times like this is exactly when you need to fall back, not only on the love of learning, but also on looking for a deeper meaning in life, a sense of spirituality, in whichever way we seek it, is something that's really important to get us through these hard times.
So make sure you're still connecting, even though it's remote.
That's right. Yes, and it's wonderful to communicate with them. They have a discussion board going 24/7 throughout the week. So I think I have my students working harder now than ever before.
Well, tell us about the new season of St. Joseph's College Living Our Mission.
Well, we've had some wonderful interviews with longtime members of the campus. We've discussed some of the critical issues of the day. For example, the issue of racial injustice. what has St. Joseph's College done and what are we doing now to address issues like that. We also, of course, have had a very good program with our nursing director and other health professionals on the COVID crisis and how are we approaching that COVID crisis. And then also some really great discussions we'll be having with members of the faculty on the central mission of St. Joseph's College as an institution that provides professional training, but with a liberal arts core, and the importance of the liberal arts, even in times like this.
Okay, thank you so much for updating us on what's going on there, and also on the new season, which starts this fall.
Well, thank you, Colleen, and thank everyone at the network for the wonderful job you're doing. The programming that you have is magnificent, and even my students are watching. So I can tell you that you're having an impact, and it's a really great and positive impact. And I'm so thankful to you for everything that you're doing now.
Wow, that's great to hear. Thank you.
Okay.
More CFN Live after these messages, but right now here's Ask Father Dave.